Hello, everyone. Today we are joined by Jeff Amerine of Startup Junkie Consulting. How are you doing today, Jeff?
I'm doing great.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you on the show.
It's good to be here.
Call it. Well, let's start off with some of the easy questions for you. How did you find your way into Fayetteville, Arkansas, of all places?
Well, it was a long and winding road. I started out as a military dependent, and after 3 Fortune 500s and about 10 and a half years in the military and 9 startups, I luckily found my way back to the state after being gone for 20 years. I was at the Naval Academy and then in the Air Force for 6.5 years and then at Westinghouse. So it was a long and winding road. My folks had retired here, and I wanted my kids and eventually grandkids to be closer to them. Mm-hmm. That's what brought me back. And I worked in American Freightways and FedEx Freight when I first moved back, and have been kind of in the startup scene in the university since.
Excellent. Well, first of all, thank you for your service as a fellow veteran.
Yeah,
we really
thank you.
What you've done. Let's get into some of the tougher questions.
Sure.
So someone walks up to Jeff and says, "What do you do for a living?" What do you normally say to that kind of question?
Well, the purpose of Startup Junkie Consulting is to improve lives through innovation and entrepreneurship. We're an entrepreneurial support organization, and like McKinsey or KPMG or Ernst & Young, we provide the same quality of services, but everything we do is completely free because we're third-party funded. So we're here to help really improve lives of startup founders and other people that want to build businesses.
Excellent, excellent. So a free resource out here for the community.
Exactly.
You guys do a lot of different things. What are some of the common issues or challenges that people bring to you guys when they're looking for help?
How do I build a team? How do I raise money? How do I know that there's been a real market, that there is a real market for the problem that I'm trying to solve? I mean, it's that sort of thing. Everything you can imagine in terms of the function of a business.
Got it. And what's been something surprising or interesting about your experiences doing this for X amount of years that you've been doing it for?
I guess the interesting thing is we see businesses across the spectrum of every category you can imagine, from food and beverage to material science to software to a variety of different high-tech things and conventional businesses. Mm-hmm. So I think the surprising thing is the commonality of problems regardless of the business sector that people are in. A lot of times it boils down to, do I have a team that can win?
Yeah.
The team, it all starts with the team, really.
I believe that 100%,
Yeah.
So that's cool. So if someone's looking for help, what's the best way for them to reach out to you guys? How do they get that conversation going?
Well, they can email us. So it's my first name at startupjunkieconsulting.com. Or they can go to our website. There's all the contact detail that's there. If they want to plug into the community, they can sign up to be on our distribution list. But they can see everything they need to see at either startupjunkieconsulting.com or startupjunkies.org. Those are the two places. And we're all over social media as well.
Got it. We'll make sure we get those links to all those sites as well. So do you guys have any upcoming events or projects going on that people can get involved in if they're interested?
There's so much stuff, it's hard to go over any specifics. We have more than 200 events a year between here and Conway. We've got an activity in Central Arkansas as well. So the biggest thing is just to check the website, get on the newsletter, and pay attention. We've got things like the Natural State Angel Association that will be in October. We've got things like the Idea Fame Live, which is an elevator pitch contest. The Coffee Plus E, which is little bit like Million Cups. We've got the NWA Venture Mashup, which is sort of an evening thing. There's stuff going on all the time.
Got it. And then how do you associate yourself within Startup Junkie? I know you're the face of it because you're behind all the initial beginnings. Your title, what would your title be?
Yeah, it's kind of a goofy title, right? I mean, we probably should have thought this one through a little better, but I'm the founding principal, which sounds like the guy that first created a school, right? Uh-huh. But that's the title, founding principal. I was the founder, and I act as the CEO, and we've got a chief operating officer and whatnot, but that's the role I play. And I would say you could also look at me as sort of mentor-in-chief. The day-to-day operations, I've got a fantastic team of 15. They take care of all that, and it's my job to go out and build strategic relationships, help with difficult problems, and really just be a chief motivator in many respects.
Excellent. I know this is a very welcoming community for startups in general. You guys are kind of like a Silicon Valley baby or some kind of thing that's morphing into that realm. I want to ask a question in terms of if there's an entrepreneur out there who's looking for help, they have a challenge within their business and they feel alone, what kind of advice, or what would be the single most important piece of advice you could give someone?
Well, so two things. I'm going to give you two things. First of all, I say it's hard to do as a solo operation. So co-founders are really important. Find somebody that's not a buddy or that's not exactly like you that has complementary skills. So you can think about all the things that you do well and think about the things you don't do well and find somebody that can take on those other areas. But I would say, too, as you build a team, the one piece of advice that I learned 30-some years ago from a guy named Captain Bill Cullen, who was an Air Force officer, was he says, as a leader, you will be successful regardless of circumstance if when things go well, you pass along all the credit, and if when things go poorly, you take all the blame. So that one piece of advice, it could be a bumper sticker, has helped me build high-performing teams in almost every organization I've ever been in. That would be a piece of advice I would say. And then also for entrepreneurs is don't do it alone. Reach out to mentoring organizations like ours. Find peers that you can talk to. There's books that have been written that says never eat alone. Never eat alone, never have coffee alone, never drink beer alone. Find people that you can talk to that are kindred spirits that will give you really candid advice. Not people that tell you they're right, but people that you can trust that will give you really constructive criticism.
Excellent, excellent. And I know one of the things we do is we like to refer people to a free but valuable resource.
That's right.
You guys. So it's good to know more about some of the backstories behind what you guys do
Sure.
and some of the help that you're offering. So if you have any questions about business in terms of getting advice from an actual seasoned consultant, it's a fantastic resource right here. So outside of the Startup Junkie space and the business setting, what are some personal goals of yours, maybe on the bucket list, if you haven't accomplished, you want to accomplish, if you've already done, that's really cool.
Yeah, and some of this requires the cooperation of my 4 kids, but I've given them a quota. I'd like to have 16 grandkids. I've got 4 now, so I'm off to a good start. And I'm not sure they've all bought into it, right? It may not be a shared objective, but I'd like to have a big set of grandkids just because I think they keep you young, and I just enjoy the family a lot. Yeah. So that'd be one.
I give me a lot of back rides, by the way, to little ones. They just assume I'll have a very back ride friendly personality.
Yeah, you know how it is, but they're kind of a reason for being, right? I mean, that's the whole reason you hope to raise good kids that do, and good grandkids that will do right by others. But that's one. The second one, in terms of sort of physical challenging goal, I'd like to scale Kilimanjaro, and mostly because I'm not a technical climber, but I'd like to do that at some point. That's on the list.
And that's a mountain, by the way.
It is in Africa.
He wants to scale a mountain.
That's right.
So any plans to make it happen in next year, 2 years, 5 years?
You know, there's some guys who are with Fayetteville or formerly with Fayetteville that have an expedition plan. I don't know that I'll get it done this next year, but before I get too much older, because I'm getting pretty old, I've got to decide to do it.
Peer pressure's going to be on. We all know now, so we're going to be.
I want to do that. I want to do that at some point.
Okay, well that sounds like a really cool challenge. I don't personally like heights or cold weather, so I might not be there with you, but you'll have my support from me.
Well, I appreciate that. We'll send you pictures.
Good. Well, if there's anything we can do for you, please don't hesitate to reach out and let us know.
Sure.
We definitely want to thank you for your time today.
Absolutely.
We look forward to continuing to use your space here for
anytime.
all of our meetings and things like that. And thank you again for your time and doing this interview. So thank you all for watching. If you want to get in touch with Jeff or any of the members of his team at Startup Junkie Consulting, we'll have the links to all that information in the caption of this video. So thank you for watching.